Hey, everyone out there in Facebook land. Okay, well, first thing I wanted to mention is, I really appreciate the support, the well wishes for my well-being, and, the comments that are supporting me, saying that you believe in me, that I can do this and all that stuff. I really do appreciate it. I'm good. I just want you guys to know, even when you see me suffering, I'm good. It hurts, it sucks, but we all have to go through it, right? I mean, we all go through pain, and I'm actually grateful for this experience, like really grateful. I'm learning so much on how to deal with my emotions. This isn't a bad thing. It's not. What I want is to help other people who don't feel like they can get through this sort of thing, or that it's going to be years before they heal. This is good. I'm learning how to deal with my emotions. Hopefully I'm helping people out there. You don't have to worry about me. I'm good. I'm really good. Even when I'm crying and I'm upset and I'm describing painful things to you, I am good. Don't worry. I want to hear if I'm helping you and how I'm helping you. That's what would make me feel better. But at the same time, I appreciate everybody out there wishing me well. What I wanted to discuss is, and I'm feeling better today. It's not great, but not heaving. So it's an improvement. I wanted to talk so many things. Okay. Focus. I wanted to talk to you today. Well, right now, for the moment, about, I don't know exactly how to say it, so I'll just go into the story. I've become involved in the past year with this group called the Alchemist Nation, and they're awesome, and they are the reason that I'm able to do this. By this, I mean learn a different way to process my emotions and change my mindset from what it's been, or at least keep my mindset changed from what it's been in the past. And it's a group about wealth building and entrepreneurship and real estate investing. And these are all things that I really need to know, because I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't know, but I'm learning. But there are also people who are very different from me, and I enjoy that a lot. I'm learning a lot. But it's just funny to listen to what their take on me is, because I get a lot. So there's this thing called the DISC profile, and it's about personalities, and it's to help you be able to better understand yourself better and be able to interact better with other people, whether it's in personal life or business life or whatever. And there's DISC, right? And C is like organized, very detail oriented, on top of things. And everybody thinks that I'm a high C, which is hilarious to me, because I am by nature the most disorganized person I've ever met. And it has interfered in my life quite a bit. So I have learned that unless I am incredibly organized, things don't get done. And just life goes off course. It becomes a mess. It's kind of chaotic. So I have developed an anxiety about being organized. So I'm not obsessed with it, but when it's important to me for something to be done, I get very organized about it, because otherwise it won't get done. So a lot of these things, like in the group, that I'm sort of leading the 12-week year group, which if you want to be a part of it, let me know. Get the book, 12-week year. It's a very intense method of productivity. And that's why it appeals to me, because it's very organized. So I started this group, and I've got like these charts and, you know, spreadsheets and stuff like that. And everybody's like, whoa, and they're really, really almost overwhelmed by it, because none of them need it. None of them need that kind of organization. They're good. They can take care of this stuff on their own. Well, not on their own completely, but, you know, they're good. And so it's just funny because I hear them say, look, I know you really like to be organized. I know that, you know, this is your thing. I know that it's really important for you to boop, boop, boop. And I'm like, yeah, it's important for me to lay everything out in front of me and have it in categories and have it in a list, so I know when I'm going to do what. And I like check boxes. Check boxes make me feel really good about myself when I check them off. And my struggle has always been to stick to it, which I started out a few weeks, like 2 months ago with this group. I was very organized, and I think that and everybody was really excited about it, and they're great, and we've been enjoying it a lot. I think I need it more than they do. So and everybody else has got more of a life than I have. Like way more. Like I don't, just so you know, I'm like, I don't have kids. I don't have a boyfriend now. So I'm pretty flexible as far as my time is concerned. I mean, I have a lot to do, but I have a lot more flexibility in when I do it and stuff like that. My point I'm making is the level of intensity that this process requires isn't something that everybody can do. And so I started the group trying to get a bunch of people who would be this focused on it. And as that hasn't happened, I've started dropping off, which is okay, because that's kind of to be expected, because that's pretty much what the book says, is like you need a group of people to do this every week who are just as dedicated. Not dedicated, I don't want to say dedicated, but you know, who are just as involved. Let's say that. And so I've started dropping off. And then in the past the past week or so, I've been getting a little frustrated with myself about it, and I've stopped doing as many Facebook Lives about the 12-week year. I've skipped most of them this week, which I'm not happy about, because I need to get back to that. But focus. Sorry, there's like 5 thoughts. Let's get back to the one that I was talking about. Excuse me. So the 12-week year organization. So I haven't been doing the Facebook Lives that I had started out doing, you know, one a day throughout. My plan was to do one a day for the 12-week year throughout the 12 weeks. And that's been dropping off this week. And then I've been kind of, the past few days, or even the past week, I've sort of really started to discover through doing these Facebook Lives what I wanted to do, but also, you know, last Sunday was, God, I can't believe it's only been 5 days. It feels like 5 years. Last Sunday was sort of like the finale of my relationship with my ex, who's not my boyfriend anymore, so he's my ex. And so obviously these past few days have been hard, but doing this has been helping and avoiding Freudian slip. observing my feelings has been helping. So the point is, the point is that I have not been organized, or at least I have not been following the organizational stuff that I put in place. And it has to be rigid, because otherwise, if it's not, this happens and it throws everything off. So I need to get back on, we're not saying need, I am getting back on track. And I know I say that a lot, but the only time that that's not going to be true, the only way that's not going to be true is if I give up. So I'm going to keep going, getting back on track. So I'm inviting anybody out there who wants an intense process of productivity to DM me about it. And I mean, only if you're serious though, right? Like if you're serious, get the 12-week year and read it and decide if that's what you want to do. Read it first. So you know what you're getting into. But I'm getting back on track. And my point, God, can I get to a point one day? One day, can I get to a point? My point is, my weakness is disorganization, right? Like, I tend to lead a very chaotic life if I'm not careful. Sorry. Anytime you see me do that, it's like I'm, because I think we're gonna go with this anyway. I think one of the things that's happening is like, I subconsciously don't want to be addressing this, so it gets me, even like my pew 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 thoughts get even worse. And I mean, it's not worse. Let's say get more intense, because I kind of enjoy the fact that I can go off on different tangents every once in a while. I think it's interesting, but there are times at which being focused is more beneficial. And I think I have a little bit of more of a challenge when I'm doing these, because I think somewhere subconsciously I want to avoid this. So anyway, the point is, by nature, I'm not an organized person, and I actually eschew organization. I don't like it. I find it boring. I find schedules boring. Like, I want to peel my eyeballs out if I have to do the same thing day in and day out. Like, I want to peel my eyeballs out. But that's not useful in the real world. And I can organize my time. I'm rebelling about it. That's what I'm doing. I'm rebelling against it by not keeping to it, even though I keep making these lists and these schedules that make me feel better when I'm making them, because it's like, oh yeah, and it's going to get everything done. And then, like, anyway, so I have been more involved in doing this and more involved in my emotions this past week. And I have not even been like, I've been like making nominal attempts at keeping to it, and it's not happening. But now it is. From this very moment forward, it is. And what I'm getting to is that my weakness, one of my greatest weaknesses, disorganization and sort of a chaotic mind, becomes a strength when I know, like, I learn how, like, I figure out what the best way is for me to, what's the word? Not fix, like, not handle. There's a word here that I'm looking for. But the best way for me to navigate, I don't know, let's just go with that for right now. It's not a failing, it's not a weakness. I'm having trouble with words today. it's not a flaw, but you know what I'm saying. Navigate this personality trait that can be a disadvantage. That is very often a disadvantage. When you have a weakness and you learn how to work with it and how to change your behavior and change your thought patterns so that you're not that anymore, and then you become very conscious of not being that thing, that turns into a strength, because the people around me right now who have only known me for a year, and you know, we don't get into super deep conversations, they only see that they think I'm this organized, like super organized. Like it gets talked to about me a lot. Like they're like, it's amazing, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. But so what I'm saying is that a weakness that you have can become a strength when you learn how to, can anybody help me with the word here? Change it, how to make it better, how to fix it, right? I'm just gonna go with inaccurate language here, all right? We're gonna be inaccurate. A weakness that I have, which is disorganization, is turned into a strength because I've had to work at it. And when I've worked at it, because I've worked at it, it seems like, it seems big to other people. Like they're like, wow, and you're like, no. No, that's not, I have to be this way or everything goes to shit. So that's my thought about that. So if I can take that and look at other parts of my life where maybe I could use some improvement, maybe I can work on that and become strong in it. I'll become stronger. You become stronger in these things than other people are naturally because you had to work at it. That's all I'm saying. So maybe if we could just cut this entire video to that last bit, that's where all of this was going. Yeah, so that's all I'll say for now, because I'm going to try and keep these videos to like one subject rather than going off. But now that I've said that, I'm going to completely break with it. I started a new med today that is going to help me with distractibility and with being able to focus and being able to sit still for long enough to actually get a lot of work done. So we'll see how that works out. It's again with, well, not again, but in case you were unaware, medications, psychological medications like this don't, it's not an instant thing. You have to wait a few weeks before it builds up enough in your system for it to actually affect you. So we'll see how I'm doing now. We see the distractibility now, and we'll see how it progresses in the future. Let's see if this actually does something good. And hopefully there's a side effect, right? That's like you sweat, and I tend to sweat anyway. I run hot, and you know what? I'm not going to put that out there. I'm not going to sweat. That's not going to happen to me. It's not going to happen. Anyway, that's it, guys. I'm a little tired and I got a lot of work to do, so I am going to go and do it. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And remember, you can always choose to have a great, full day.